and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Hi, if you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Aelxbomb, and I am a TikTok creator, and I am also a Twitch streamer that focuses on dungeon mastering, game mastering, tabletop RPGs, and board games. I love all of those things with all of my heart, and I normally try to give advice that is universal to all tabletop RPG space, not just D&D. So hopefully you come along for the ride. So for my first ever YouTube video, I thought it would be good to go over something that I have been asked over and over and over again, and I've tried to respond to over and over and over again, but TikTok nukes it. Every single time I talk about it, TikTok just either strikes it, or they just don't allow people to view it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why, but here we go. I'm gonna tell you how to find a game. If you are new, if you are a veteran, it doesn't matter, how to find a game. So first I want to go over that I have used all of these places to find games before. I have used local game stores. I actually paid DM'd at a local game store for a year, and then I did DMing at a local game store in Galveston for a year and a half, I think. And I've also used Reddit, and I've also, for real life games, IRL games, and also online games, and I have used Discord servers for online games. First up, my number one recommendation, and it is now valid because COVID is ending and stuff, going to a game store. My suggestion is to go to the game store during board game night, actually, and play board games with the people at the game store, get to know them, make sure that it's cool. I just had an awful experience recently with a game store, like sexual harassment, awful experience. So definitely vet the game store by going to a board game night or like a magic night before you join a table, and make sure that they're cool. But most game stores are really, really, really nice. I've been to tons of game stores, both in Ohio and in the Texas area, and I've only met one bad game store. So once you go to the board game night and get all comfortable with the people and know the people, then normally there's a D&D night happening at some time, or a tabletop RPG night happening at some time. Ask what day that is, and then ask if you can join. Obviously, because you have a connection with the person now because of going to the board game night, they're more likely to let you join the game, or they'll say that there's a group of people starting a game and you should go contact this person and like say that you know them and stuff like that. And it's a really, really cool thing to be part of a real life community, and I highly recommend that being your method of playing D&D if you've never played D&D before, or if like you've only played online. There is something so special about playing in person that words cannot describe. Words cannot describe how great rolling real dice is. I can do a video on how to like vet game stores and stuff like that, but basically you want to make sure that everybody's participating, everybody's having fun, and no one's being weird or making weird jokes like about bad things. Like that's basically the biggest giveaway, is if they're joking about things that are not okay to joke about. The next way that I have found groups, which I actually have a person in my group that I found 5 years ago through this method, Reddit. Now Reddit itself, Reddit in the entirety, can be rude. Reddit's not necessarily like the nicest place on the face of the planet, you know what I mean? But r/LFG is actually very kind people. I have found countless games from this subreddit, and they all turned out to be beautiful people, and it's really, really easy to vet a person and see if they're a bad person because you just look at their Reddit history. You learn everything about a person from looking at their Reddit history, and that's why my Reddit account is not public. It is not Aelxbomb. Nobody knows my Reddit account. It has never been that name. It's because you can learn everything you need to know about a person based on their Reddit history and where they comment and what they comment and what the context is. So Reddit is a beautiful place to find players and find a DM because you can easily vet a person, because everyone's the person that they actually are on Reddit. Everyone, if they're a dick, they're going to be a dick on Reddit because you're allowed to be a dick on Reddit. It's just facts. So the way that r/LFG works is that you are either looking for players or you're looking for a group. If you go in there and say looking for players, you're gonna get a ton of applications, which is great because then you can like filter through the applications and find some real gems in there, because there are some real gems. Again, someone at my table right now is actually somebody that I met on Reddit 5 years ago whenever I joined a table, and we hated the DM together, but me and Max loved Jack. And now, oh, this is Jack, by the way. Jack from the campaign, the D&D campaign, Initiative and Intrigues. That's who I'm talking about. I forgot that he was on Initiative and Intrigues. Yeah, I met Jack through Reddit. I answered a Reddit ad 5 years ago, and that's how I met Jack. And now Jack and us, we're like best friends. We're like super close. So I highly recommend r/LFG. I can't recommend any of the other D&D subreddits because sometimes sometimes like they're really cool, and then like someone will post something and then we're like they get no. But for the most part, r/LFG and all of the subreddits for D&D are pretty fantastic, and also it's a great place to find character art. Reddit is a great place to find character art. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just being straight up. So what you do, you go on Reddit, you just post a little posty post and let the people come in, or you go onto a looking for groups post and you send your submission. My cat has decided to say hello, and yeah, that's basically how it works. And I've noticed that the flakiness is not super bad whenever it comes to Reddit. Not anything compared to Roll20's finding group flakiness. That flakiness is very bad. And the last one, and the one that I would use if you are uncomfortable at the table because maybe you're transgender and your voice doesn't match your pronouns. Maybe you have autism spectrum disorder. Maybe you have, some kind of reading like dyslexia, stuff like that. If you are uncomfortable at the table for any reason particular that's not just I'm new, high key for you specifically, recommend going to Twitter and going to r/LFG and looking for Discord servers that are specifically for your group. So like there are Discord servers for finding tabletop RPG games that are specifically for transgender people where their voice does not match their pronouns and they would like, specific pronouns or they, them and stuff like that. There's also ones for people with autism spectrum disorder. There are ones for people who are deaf. There are ones for people who have reading problems. There are ones for people who are blind. So there is a lot of options whenever it comes to Discord servers, and that is specifically tailored to you and your needs. And I think that that's beautiful and magical and wonderful, and I love it so much. So I highly recommend that you go to Twitter and like look up tabletop TTRPG Discord and like put that in the search bar and see what you can find, or go to r/LFG and go in there and try to find a sometimes people will post Discord servers. I believe there's a master post of all of the Discord servers that people have posted. But if for any reason you're feeling uncomfortable at a table for this or that or something or anything at all, your best bet is to go and find a Discord server that serves that purpose and make sure that those people are accepting of those kinds of people, and then join that and see where it goes from there. And yeah, those are the ways that I find groups nowadays. Well, now I just have my own Discord server. By the way, you should join my Discord server. But the way that I used to find groups whenever I was always looking for groups is through those 3 avenues. So I actually ran a group for people that all have autism spectrum disorder. And it was one of the most fun games. I've also run all female games because there was a Discord server that was all females, and then that's how I ended up running paid games, is because they got around that I was doing female games online, and so then they paid me to do female games in the store. So yeah, it's great. It's a great avenue of a way to find people who are like-minded, and all around it's just a good time. Just make sure that you vet people before you play with them, because sometimes people can be really like gross. So just take a little look-see at who they are as a person. yeah. So I don't know how to film an outro for YouTube, so subscribe, I guess, and all my other social medias and stuff, and I hope that this helps someone. And if you have any questions, of course I'm going to be reading the comments. I read every single comment that I receive, both on TikTok and on YouTube. I will be reading every single comment, so let me know if you have any questions. I love your faces. Oh, I can do... And remember, I stream on Twitch. So you should come hang out. And remember, you are always welcome at my table.